Yeah, hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Salesforce real-time scenarios. So in this previous video, we discussed about to the how we are getting to the specific profile record and how we are going to how we did the filter by the lookup for the choice lookup field. We discussed in the previous video. Now in this video, we are going to discuss about once we click on to the submit button, they have to submit to the approval, right? So how we are going to that is. So before going to create the approval action, we need to create the first approval process. So come to the here approval process. Click on to the here approval process. So here I'm going to select by the on the opportunity object. So here we have the opportunity. So let's select to the here. We have to the jumpstart wizard. So here we are going to give it by the opportunity. Approval process. So now here we don't have any email template here. And the conditions also not taking any. If you want, we can take it with any condition also. So for example, if your opportunity status not equals to closed won or closed lost. So here stage equals to does not equals to not equals to. So here we have to close one or close last only. Then we can able to submit for the approval. This is the condition. And here we can keep it as the submit for the manual only. Okay. So this is the my approval process. So let's save this. Click on OK. We have to activate this approval process. So view approval process. Basic approval process I'm creating, not much implementing to anything on this. So we click on to the activate. So now this is the our approval process. Okay. Now how we are going to call it by this approval process into the in the flows. So click on to the here plus symbol. So here action. So in this action, we have to capture by our approval process, right? So here we can search with to the approval, submit for approval process. This is so opportunity approval action. We have to take it by the here. So here record ID, which record we want to write, current record ID, right? So how we are going to get it by the current record ID here. So here we have to get it by the current record ID. That purpose we have to take it by the new resource. So click on to the new resource. So here one thing is the how we are going to fetch it by the current record ID. So that is the one of the point in which object, right? In opportunity record we are clicking now. So here I am going to get it by the current page record ID. How we are going to get it by the current page record ID here. So variable text, or we can give it by the standard thing. So record ID. And we can directly get it by the current page record ID. Directly we can give it by the standard um, field API name. This is it is automatically get it by the current page record ID. So let's come to the here. We have to select by the text. So no need for the input. We have to give it by the input for this automatically mapping to the here. Okay. So click on done. So this is the current record ID automatically mapping to the here. And here we have to give it by the next our approval process name. Just before we are created, our approval process name is this one. So here we have to give it by our approval process name. And here next approval IDs. So here we have to take it in the previous screen. We have to map it to the here all approval IDs. So we can't directly get it by the from the approval choice. See here, if you select it is not possible. So that's why here we have to take it by the one new resource. So in this new resource, we are taking by the another variable again. So in this variable or formula field, in a variable, we have to take it. So data type is the text. We have to allow the multiple values to this one. So here, so variable t. See here we have to the approval IDs. So it is always supported by the list type. That's why here I'm selecting to the here this one. Click on done. Actually, next approval ID is always supported by the list type. So one or more. So that's why here I'm taking the resource type is the list type. Okay. So actually we have to assign to the values to the this assignment. How we are going to assign to that is I will show you. So up to here first we have to click on done. So we have to assign to the values, right? So here we have to selected by the user in this, right? So user we have to selected in this screen. So after that screen, I have taken by the one more action. So that is the assignment. In the assignments, so here next approval IDs. So here we have to create and just before this is the variable, this is the variable. And here we have to add it list type, right? So that's why here we have to take it by the add. And where should we get it by the IDs? So here we have the next approval process choice lookup. Now this is in this choice lookup we have selected by the user. So choice lookup and we have to selected by the values here. So choice values it is hold by the record ID. It is the name actually name. This is hold by the IDs. We have the always required for the IDs. That's why here we are selecting by the selected choice IDs. So let's done this one up to here. So up to here we have to save it first. So then come to the back to the here our upload action. We have the assign to the values. This is done and we have the submission comments. User given to their comments right in the screen where they are giving to the comments approval comment. This is the long text area, right? This is the long text area. Submitter ID if you want we can give it, otherwise we can ignore it, but we can give it by the current user record ID. So how we are going to get it? Current user is the user ID who is logged in, that ID will be appear to the here current user ID. Okay, so like this we have to prepare by the our approval action. So in our approval action we have to give it by the record ID. This is the dynamically we are getting from the current page record ID. And here we created the one approval process. That approval process name we are given to the here. And we have the next approval IDs. This is the we are taken by the one one assignment. In that assignment, we have to assign to the selected by the user IDs. And here we have to give it by the approval comments. What is given by the user that approval comments who is submitted now that is user ID. So this is we prepared for the our approval action. So click on save. So click on debug this. So let's take for the one approval one opportunity record. So here opportunity. So here searching with Abhigya opportunity we created recently. I think so it's not there. So let's take created by the another opportunity. So here we have to create by the opportunity. So amount some close date we are given to something. Stage we are not given by the closure or closeless. Rest of thing we can give it by anything. So click on save. Right, this is the opportunity. This opportunity we have to verify now. This is the opportunity ID. At present, we don't have any for the approval histories. Okay, let's come to the here. We have the debugging. Na? So here we have to pass it by the record ID. This is the record ID. Click on to the run. So here we have to search it by the approval ID. Only one user, that is the we have the appear, that is. So kindly approve the opportunity. Just giving the some comments. Once we click on to submit, automatically submitted for the for approval process. Submit for the approval process. So click on to this. So successfully submitted. See here. So output, so everything is good. It is successfully submitted for the approval. Let's come back to the here. This is the our opportunity. At present, we don't have any approval history. Let's refresh by the screen. So loading. See here, approval history will be the created. Okay. So view all. So submitted for the who is Abhiram. So he is added by the comments to the here. It is received by the standard user. So in the standard user, either approve or reject to himself. So here only I am doing, that is I am not logged into the another user. So here another user will log in. He can able to check it. Already you aware of that. So I am going to approve this record. Just I am giving to the my comments to the approved. So click on approved. Once he is approved by the user, it is automatically updated by his comments as well. Okay. So actually we have our debugging is the successfully run. Now click on to the activate this. So our next goal is the how we are going to call the this flow into the here. We have to create one quick action button. In this quick action button, we need to call it right. So how we are going to call it and how we are going to create the quick action, we can check it out in the next video. Stay tuned. Thank you.